Hello students, as in this lecture we're gonna see the second exercise number 2.2. As in the last video lecture we had completed the first exercise. I hope you all understood all the sums from the first exercise, all the concept, all the formulas. Okay, so now let's move on to the next, that is exercise number 2.2. So in exercise number 2.2 also we have to use the basic concept only which was there in the first exercise, like reciprocal formula, identities, then uh, ratio. But majority of the sums actually it is based on the reciprocal and then identities formulas. Okay, so you must, for first 3 4 sums, you must remember that web chain. I hope you all might be knowing what is web chain. Okay, so okay, I hope you all might be knowing this, the connection between sine cos, cosec, cot, tan sec. Okay, so here also for first 3 4 sums, this web chain will play an important role, so you must know the connection. If you have, suppose if you have sine, then how you can find the remaining other trigonometric functions. Okay, so let's begin with the first one. So here the first one, it says that if 2 sine a equals to 1 equals to 2 root 2 cos b, and here we have two condition which is given. The first condition, it says that where angle a lies between pi by 2 to pi, so that means our angle a is lies between 90 to 180. And in the second condition it says that angle b, it lies between 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. So here 3 pi by 2, it is 270, and this is 360. Okay, so your angle a lies between 90 to 180 and b lies between 270 to 360. So that means angle b lies in the fourth quadrant and this lies in the second quadrant. Okay, so then you have to find the value of tan a plus tan b cos a minus cos b. Okay, so here we have to find the answer for this pattern. Okay, so here first we'll see what exactly it is given in the question. In the question it says that 2 sine a is equals to 1 is equals to root 2 cos b. Okay, so here indirectly or directly can I say 2 sine a is equals to 1 and root 2 cos b is also equals to 1? Yes or no? So we'll separate this part first, as all the three sections they are equal to each other. Okay, suppose if I say a equals to 2 and 2 is equals to b, therefore a will be equals to 2 and b is also 2. Yes or no? So same thing here also we will do. 2 sine is equals to 1 and root 2 cos b is equals to 1, so 2 sine a is equals to 1 and root 2 cos b is also equals to 1. Okay, so first we'll take this part. Okay, so 2 sine a equals to 1, so therefore in the next step sine a will be equals to 1 by 2. So here we got one value of sine. Yes or no? Okay, so here we got sine a. So can I say from sine a easily we can find cos a? Yes or no? So what is the relation between sine and cos here? The relation between sine and cos is what? Identity relation. So we know the formula. Identity formula is what? It is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. But here the angle is what? A. So here we'll write sine square a plus cos square a equals to 1. So therefore 1 upon 2 is the value of sine a. So but here we have sine square, so we'll write 1 upon 2 square. Okay, cos square a equals to 1. So therefore 1 square is 1, 2 square is what? 4. This will be cos square a equals to 1. So therefore cos square a equals to 1 minus 1 by 4. This 1 by 4 will go to the right hand side. Okay, so it will become minus here. So cos square a is equal to, cross it, so this will be 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 upon 4 ones are 4. So therefore cos square A is equals to 3 upon 4. So therefore here you will get cos A equals to plus minus root 3 upon 2 when you will taking square root on both sides, yes or no? So where you will get two answer of cos A. But for this sum either you have to consider positive value or negative value. So now that we have to guess, as we know that angle A, it lies between pi by 2 to pi, so that means it lies in the second quadrant. And we know that in second quadrant sine theta and cosec theta is positive. So cos will be what in the second quadrant? It will be negative. Okay, yes or no? So therefore can I say here cos A will be equals to what? Minus, will we have to consider minus. Okay, because as per the condition which is given in the question, it says that A lies in the second quadrant, yes or no? And in the second quadrant we know that sine and cosec is positive, so rest other trigonometric functions will be what? Negative. So here we got the answer of cos A also, yes or no? So with the help of sine, here we got cos A. So with the help of sine and cos, can I say we'll get tan also? Because we know that tan A is equals to what? A sine A upon cos A. So therefore sine A is what? Sine A is 1 by 2 and cos A is what? Minus root 3 upon 2, yes or no? Okay. So therefore here can I say 1 by 2 into 2 upon minus root 3, so 2 will get cancelled. So here we left with what? Tan A equals to minus 1 upon root 3. So here we got the answer of tan A. Okay. So here we got cos A and tan A with the help of sine A. Now we have to find cos B and tan B. So now we'll consider this part, this section. We'll take this part separately. So therefore root 2 cos B is equals to 1. So therefore can I say cos B will be equals to what? 1 upon root 2. So here we got the value of cos B. Yes, we got the cos B. Anyhow, now we have to find tan B. But for tan B, we know that the formula for tan is what? Sine upon cos. So we required sine as well as cos. If it is tan B, so of course we required sine B upon cos B. So as now we have cos B, anyhow we have to find sine B now. So we know that there is one relation between sine and cos, that is identity relation. So here also in the second part, we'll apply the identity formula, that is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. But here angle is what? B. So sine square B plus cos square B equals to 1. I hope you all understood till here. Okay. So now after this we'll substitute the value and we'll see what the answer for sine we will get. Okay. So we'll keep the sine square B as it is. Okay. Cos B is what? 1 upon root 2, but here we have square, so we'll write square equals to 1. So therefore sine square B plus 1 square is 1, root 2 square will be what? 2 equals to 1. Yes or no? Okay. Then after that sine square B is equals to 1 minus 1 by 2. So therefore sine square B is equals to, cross it, so here you will get 2 minus 1, that is 1 upon 2. Okay, so when here you will do taking square root on both the sides, so here you will get two answer. One will be in positive and one will be in negative. 1 square root will be 1 and 2 square root will be root 2. Yes or no? Here you will write taking square root. Yes or no on both sides. But here also either you have to consider the positive value or negative value. As per the condition, it says that angle B lies where? It lies between 270 to 360, that means it lies in the fourth quadrant, and we know that in the fourth quadrant cos theta and sec theta are positive and the remaining trigonometric functions are negative. So therefore, as B lies in the fourth quadrant, so B lies in the fourth quadrant. So in the fourth quadrant, we know that cos and sec are positive and the rest will be what, negative. So here we have to consider the negative value. As B, we know that it lies in fourth quadrant. Yes or no? So here we got the value of sine also. As now we have sine as well as cos, so easily we can find tan B sin B upon cos B. Yes or no? So here sin B is what, minus 1 upon root 2, and here it is 1 upon root 2. Yes or no? So minus 1 upon root 2 and plus 1 upon root 2 will get cancelled. So here you will get what, minus 1. So therefore we got the answer for tan B is equals to what, minus 1. Yes or no? Okay, so now the final step, as here we got all the four values. Okay, so we'll write tan A plus tan B upon cos A minus cos B. Yes or no? Simply substitute the value, you will get the answer. Tan A, tan A, where is tan A? Tan A is what, minus 1 upon root 3 plus tan B, it is what, minus 1 upon cos A. Cos A is what, cos A, cos A is what, minus root 3 upon 2 minus cos B is what, cos B, that is 1 upon root 2. Okay. Okay, after this, here we can do the cross multiply. So here you will get what, here nothing is there, so we can write 1. So this will be minus 1 minus root 3 upon root 3. Yes or no? Okay. Here also when you will do the cross multiply, so here you will get what, root 3 into root 2, it is root 6 minus 2 upon 2 root 2. Okay, so is the final step. Here if you want, you can write this as minus 1 minus root 3 upon root 3 into, so this will go up, so 2 root 2 upon minus root 6 minus 2. Okay, understood? Okay, so if you want, you can stop your answer here itself. Okay, so when you will see the backside answer, it is little different. What is the change here? So exactly here I will explain what they did here. For this part minus root 3 upon 2 minus 1 upon root 2. So here that did the rationalize for the denominator section. So where in the next step you will get what, root 2 upon 2. Okay, so here clearly we can see that the denominator is same. So here you will get root 3 minus root 2. So that is a change in the backside answer. Okay, if you keep your answer doing this step also till here, it is okay, still you will get full marks. Okay, so here when you will see the backside answer is with respect to this rationalized property. So here they did this adjustment to get the backside answer, root 2 upon root 2. Okay, rationalizing the denominator part for this section. So here you will get root 2 upon 2. So here the denominator is same. Okay, and the numerator section, here they did the same thing, cross multiplication, and rest it is same. This will go up and the remaining part will be your answer. So that is a change. This is a change in the backside answer. But if you keep the answer like this also, still you will get full marks. Okay, don't worry about this. So I hope you all understood the first sum of your exercise number 2.2. Okay, here also we had used the basic concept, that is identity formula and then reciprocal formula to get the answer. Okay, so for this exercise also I will say that reciprocal and identity formula will play an important role. Okay, so that was the first sum. So let's move on to the second one now. So here in the second sum it says that if sine A upon 3 is equals to sine B upon 4 is equals to 1 upon 5, and A and B angles lies where in the second quadrant. It is clearly mentioned that angle A and B lies in the second quadrant. Then you have to prove that. Then you have to prove that 4 cos A plus 3 cos B equals to minus 5. Okay. So here we have to show that 4 cos A plus 3 cos B equals to minus 5. So first we'll take the given section. As in the given section it says that sine A upon 3 equals to sine B upon 4 equals to 1 upon 5. Okay, so here can I say all these three ratios they are equal to each other. So we can consider the first and last, second and last. So sine A upon 3, as all the three ratios are equal. To get the value of sine A, we'll consider first and last part, where you will get sine A is equals to 3 upon 5. Yes or no? You will get sine A as 3 upon 5. So when you will consider the second part, sine B upon 4 equals to 1 upon 5, as all the three ratios are equal. Okay, so therefore sine B will be equals to what? 4 upon 5. So here we got sine A value and sine B value. In the question it says that you have to prove that 4 cos A and 3 cos B. So here we have sine A. So of course from sine A easily we can find cos A, as here angle are same. Okay. So with the help of sine A we can find cos A, and with the help of sine B we can able to find cos B, because here the angles are same. So now we'll check what is the relation to find the answer for cos when we have sine. The relation is very simple. For sine and cos, the relation is identity. Yes or no? So here we use the formula. First we'll take sine A. So we know that sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So you will write sine square A plus cos square A equals to 1. So therefore 3 upon 5 the whole square plus cos square A is equals to 1. So therefore 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25 plus cos square A equals to 1. Okay. Then after this 9 upon 25 it will shift to the right hand side. Okay. So therefore in the next step cos square A equals to 25 minus 9. It will be 25 minus 9 upon 25. So it will be 16 upon, yes or no? So that will be 16 upon 25. So here when you will taking square root on both the side, taking square root on both side. So here cos A will be equals to what? Plus minus. Square root of 16 is what? 4. And square root of 25 is what? 5. But we know that either the answer of cos it will be positive or it will be negative. So that now we have to guess. Cos answer it will be in positive or it will be in negative. It is very simple, just you have to check the angle A, where does it lies. As now for this question angle A lies in the second quadrant, and we know that in the second quadrant sine theta and cosec theta are positive and the remaining trigonometric ratio will be what? Negative. So here the answer of cos A will be in negative. Yes or no? Here you will write A lies in second quadrant. So here we got cos A with the help of sine A. Now we'll find cos B with the help of sine B. Again we'll use the same relation, sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. Here the theta is replaced by B. Okay. So this is 4 upon 5. Yes or no? 4 upon 5. The whole square plus cos square B equals to 1. So therefore 4 square is what? 16. 5 square is what? 25 plus cos square B equals to 1. So therefore cos square B is equals to 1 minus 16 upon 25. Okay, so therefore cos square B equals to, cross it, so here you will get 25 minus 16. 25 minus 16. Okay, so 25 minus 16, that is 9 upon 25. So here also we'll do taking square root on both the sides. So here you will get two answer. Square root of 9 is 3 and 25 is 5. Okay, taking square root on both sides. But here also for this part we have to consider only one answer. Either the answer of cos B, it will be in positive or it will be in negative. Okay, so we know that angle B for this sum also it lies in the second quadrant, and in the second quadrant we know that sine theta and cosec thetas are positive and the remaining trigonometric ratio it will be negative. So here we have to consider the negative answer, as we know that angle B lies where in the second quadrant. Okay, so here we got the answer of cos A as well as cos B. Now we have to prove that the left hand side is equal to right hand side. So here we'll consider left hand side, that is 4 cos A plus 3 cos B. Simply we'll substitute the value of cos A and cos B. This is minus 4 upon 5. 3 cos B is what? Minus 3 upon 5. So here this will be 4 minus 4, it will be minus 16 upon 5, plus minus minus 3 3s are 9 upon 5. So here can I say the denominator is same, so we can write one time. Here numerator, here we have minus 16 and minus 9. So we know that minus 16 minus 9 it will become minus 25 upon 5. So 5 ones are 5 5s are, so here we got minus 5. So that was the answer which we have to prove, that left hand side it was equals to minus 5. Hence it is proved that left hand side is equals to right hand side. Your left hand side it was 4 cos A plus 3 cos B, and your right hand side it was minus 5. Hence it is proved. The sum was very easy and simple. Okay, here one section was given. It was sin A upon 3 is equals to sin B upon 4 equals to 1 upon 5. As all the three ratios are equal, so we can consider the 2 part to get the answer. So as you have, I took first and last and second and last, pair of first and last and second and last, where we got sin A and cos sin B. With the help of sin A you will get cos B, and with the help of sin B you will get cos B using the identity formula. Yes or no? After this you will take left hand side, substitute the value, and see you will get your right hand side, the required right hand side. So in this way you have to present your sum. I hope you all understood the second sum also, and even the first sum of your exercise also. Okay, so actually both the sums were similar, but here simply we have to find the value for this particular pattern, and here we have to show that so and so it was equal. Okay, so that was the question number 1 and question number 2 from the exercise number 2.2. I hope you all understood both the question. Now let's move on to the next question number 3. As in the third question it says that if tan theta is equals to 1 upon 2, then you have to find the answer for this pattern. As here we have 2 sin theta plus 3 cos theta upon 4 cos theta plus 3 sin theta. So here this sum you have to try it by yourself. Simply here I will explain what exactly you have to do. As here we have the value of tan theta equals to 1 upon 2. We required sin theta, yes or no, and we required cos theta, yes or no. Simply we required sin and cos. Let it be, forget about this number. We required sin and cos. After getting the sin and cos, you will take this part, substitute the value of sin cos, you will get the answer. Now we'll check with the help of tan how we can find sin and cos. Okay, so we'll see the web chain now. As we know that with the help of tan how we can find cos and sin. Can I say with the help of tan we'll get sec. What is the relation? That is sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1. So here you will get sec. With the help of sec you will get cos. With the help of sec, okay, with the help of sec you will get cos, because cos theta is equals to 1 upon sec theta, yes or no. And with the help of cos here you will get sine, using sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to what? 1. Okay, so first you will use the formula of identity between tan and sec. Sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1, where you will get sec. After getting sec, you will find cos, as the relation is reciprocal. So cos theta will be equals to 1 upon sec. After getting cos, you will find sine using identity formula. So in this fourth step, you can easily find your sine and cos. Okay, so here you will get the value of sine, and here you will get the value of cos. Okay, simply take this part, substitute the value, you will get the answer. I hope you all understood this part also, and I guess you can try this third sum by yourself. Okay, it is very simple. You have to check with the help of tan how we can able to find sine and cos. So check here, this is the web chain. So from tan easily we can find sec using the relation identity. So from sec you can find cos using reciprocal, and from cos you can find sine using identity. Or else you can go in this direction also. From tan you can find cot using reciprocal. From cot you can find cosec using identity, and from cosec you can find sine with the help of reciprocal. So in this two way, there are two ways in which you can find cos and sine. Okay, from sine you can find cos. Okay, but here when you rotate, when you move in this direction, see here, from tan you have to find cot, from cot you have to find cosec, from cosec you have to find sec sine, and from sine you have to find cosec. So it will take one more extra step. Okay, one more extra formula. But you, when you rotate in this direction, from tan you will get sec, from sec you will get cos, and from cos you will get sine. That's it. So after getting sine and cos, simply take this part, substitute the value of sine and cos, you will get your required answer. I guess you can try this sum by yourself. Okay, so try the question number third by yourself. Okay, I hope you all understood the first and second sum, and this was the third sum from your exercise. And there is one more sum in the exercise. Okay, that is question number 11, I guess. Okay, from the exercise, question number 11. This one also you will try by yourself. It says that if cot theta is equals to 3 by 4 and pi less than theta less than 3 pi by 2, then find the value of 4 cosec theta plus 5 cos theta. Okay, so this one also you will try by yourself. So here we have cot, here we have cot, and we have to find cosec and cos. So now we'll see the web chain with the help of cot, how we can find cosec and cos. So with the help of cot, we can easily find cosec by using identity formula. From cosec you will get sine by using reciprocal, and from sine you will get cos by using identity. Okay, so you will rotate in this direction. From cot you will get cosec, from cosec you will get sine, and from sine you will get cos. So I guess this is the question number 11 from your exercise number 2.2. so try this one also. So try the question number third and question number 7 by yourself. Take this two sum as homework. Okay, so that's the end of the concept based on this part. Whenever you have some values and it will say that the angle it lies in some quadrant, and then you have to find the value, or sometime it will say you have to show that so and so it is equal. Okay, and in the next lecture we'll see the remaining part. Okay, remaining section. As now in this lecture we had covered the four question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, and question number 11. I hope you all understood the question number 1 and 2. Okay, third and 11th please try it by yourself. Okay, so the remaining section, remaining part we'll see in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care.